Hello, sir. Good evening. This total my project idea is on targets predictive pregnancy analysis. According to Dohit's reporting, later discussed by Corrigan and colleagues by Vinson, target used purchase history and linked customer profiles to identify shoppers' behavior who were likely to be pregnant and then send them timed offers, some sort of coupons so that they can get attention from the shoppers. So the controversy was not only about the prediction. The main concern was that intimate reproductive status was inferred from ordinary shopping behavior without direct disclosure and without any concern from the customers. So depending on the behavior of buying patterns, they are bringing their own policy. And so the policy question in this case is this: when does accurate personalization become unethical, privacy invasive, and weakly gowned? According to the literature, this case matters because it shows that the retail data science can infer sensitive facts about individual without them explicitly sharing those facts. So our next slide is on ethics. From an ethics perspective, the main issues are autonomy, fairness, and transparency and accountability. According to Buckham and Childress, autonomy means people should have meaningful awareness of how their information is being used. It's a responsibility, as the company responsibility to let them know when which perspective they are using their data. And in this case, pregnancy was inferred without meaningfully awareness from the peoples affected. According to Sigal, predictive technology becomes unethical when it predicts delicate facts and sensitive information from customers and also acts on them in ways people do not reasonably expect. According to his reporting, the camouflage strategy reduced the visibility of the inference rather than increasing transparency. Therefore, the policy recommendation is to require explicit notice from sensitive prediction profiling, prohibit deceptive camouflage for intimate inferences, and require human review and documented accountability for high sensitive campaigns. Not only from just small sensitive data, need to take concern from the users. And our next slide is on privacy. From a privacy perspective, the core issue is inferred sensitive data, not only collected data. According to ICO profiling guidance, scores and inferred categories tied to an identifiable person count as person data. According to Mofel, predictive privacy is harmed when ordinary data are converted into highly sensitive inference. According to the FTC, opaque profiling and consumer categorization reduce transparency and user control. This case pretends the GDPR, so it is not presented. So according to GDPR, data collection or processing need to be in the ethical way. Whenever the GDPR comes under European states, so if they are using European data, then it need to follow some set of rules. So GDPR principles are used as a modern benchmark for transparency, purpose, limitation, data minimization, and accountability. Therefore, the policy recommendation is to require transparency, opt-out rights, and documented privacy impact assessment before sensitive predictive scores in marketing. So our next slide is security. So from a security perspective, high sensitive profiling creates governance and access control risk. So the first risk is confidentiality amplification. Ordinary shopping records become much more sensitive once they are turned into named pregnancy likelihood profiles. So coming to the second risk is internal access and functional creep. The issue is not only external hacking, it is also who inside the organization can see, use, share, or utilize the sensitive inferences. According to NIST Privacy Framework and NIST Cybersecurity Framework 2.0, organizations should use role-based access control, audit logging, and continuous governance for high-risk systems. Therefore, the policy recommendation is to restrict downstream sharing of high-sensitive info data and trigger review and escalation of which modules info intimate trials. So our last slide is like conclusion. In conclusion, ethics, privacy, and security must be gowned together. According to the literature, the target case is not only marketing story, it's a government warning about hidden inference and weak control over sensitive predictive systems. So the ethical issue was weak, transparent. So data need to be not in the way of transparent and reduced autonomy. The privacy issue was the conversion of ordinary shopping behavior into sensitive info data. The security issue was weak control over access, sharing, and governance of those high-risk profiles. Therefore, predictive analysis should only be used where sensitive profiling is transparent. So the final policy lesson is that predictive accurate alone is not enough. Sensitive predictive system must also be ethically justified, privacy aware, and securely gowned. Thank you.